la like this.
Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Lives to Lifestyle, conversations about the lifestyle from the lifestyle. I am your handsomely beautiful host, Orlando Roy, aka Orlando, aka the Big Dick Bad Bitch. And aside from me is another handsome person, another handsome human. Go ahead, introduce yourself, human.
What up, beautiful people? How you doing? It's Brooklyn Lou, aka well-known Tone, representing Sucia NYC, hanging out here with some gorgeous, gorgeous humans. So proud and so happy and honored to be next to them.
Welcome. Good Moms, Bad Choices podcast.
Hi.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy to have y'all here as well. This is probably the most easiest guest appearance I've ever had to ask for. And I'm happy we could do it. We are here because we want to talk about the play space with y'all and how partnering with y'all in LA was such a success and such a happy, beautiful moment. And I just want to know how y'all feel about it a little bit.
Well, hi, I'm Mila, for the namesake of voices.
We're just starting.
How was the play party in LA?
Mm-hmm.
It was phenomenal. We had a really good time. It was the first time I've been to a space like that in LA with as many beautiful black and brown people in the pleasure space. So it brought very much a lot of joy to my heart.
I enjoyed it, of course. I always love every Sucia event I've ever been to. I've just been just really floored at just the space and the energy that's created that Luis has been able to curate. And I feel like traveling over to LA, the vibe was still intact. I loved the theme, Afrofuturism, women, men, we all participated, which I felt like really brought an element of play, even more playfulness to the space. And it was just so beautiful to see everyone's rendition of what that means to them, what Afrofuturism means. And for me, I was so excited. I'm a theme ass bitch. So you give me a theme and it's not Halloween, I'm happy. I mean, I love Halloween too, but if we're doing it outside of that, I'm even more happy because I love putting looks together. So I think it just created the space of just people feeling really even more comfortable playing because that they were almost like foreplaying themselves at the house, just like getting ready, adorning themselves. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was super exciting for me, especially being able to work with you too. You know, as a parent, you know, just trying to balance your role as a parent, as a human, as a spiritual person, as a sexual being. Being able to work with powerhouses like you in a space like you and the vibe you guys brought out and the crowd, it was really something special. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen on the next one. Last night was crazy. Like I was walking around, looking around. This one over here is just Erica's doing her sexy, like, ooh, and the Mila's there doing her little sexy thing, and you're getting all tied up. It was a great night seeing the impact station, the dancing. That to me was really key. Just seeing people dance, seeing people move, seeing people get that energy out of them, and then make room for good energy coming in. Like that was definitely something beautiful.
Ooh. I've asked this question before. I want to know what y'all thought, but what does like sex parties do for y'all? And just to give an example, me and Luis, I had asked him before, and we were talking about this. And I was saying that it's empowering. Just the safety of a space to be empowered to feel safe and be able to like ask for what you want, but also say no in spaces. But the energy and the sexual energy like really charges me up, and the sex that I have after a play party is one of the best experiences, like not at the play, but afterwards with my girlfriend. It's fire. So it's like very empowering for me. What does a play party do for y'all?
I feel like it's like a container of like energetic medicine. You can step into a place and like become recharged, but also there is I feel like when people come into a space and everyone agrees to be open and everyone agrees to be respectful and everyone agrees to be free, there is like a medicinal exchange that happens. And I always I'm grateful that we get to be in this space with Sucia, and especially because it's, for us, we've been talking about our journey to freedom for 6 years with our community. And so it's like a long-term foreplay to finally get to the place. I think a lot of people talk about shit, but no one has the opportunity to like indulge and experience it. And I'm like, I feel super proud that you've given us the confidence to step into this space and to include our community in this way, because I talked to a lot of people the other night, and there are people who are there alone, women who are there alone, women who are there for the first time. I just got a text from someone like, I had my first threesome. It was great, you know? And to be able to be like a facilitator to create this space is super special. And I think that like the best example I can give is like, you know, when you go to a music festival and most people are like high and happy and you're just welcoming to strangers and you're hugging strangers and people are helping each other out because there's just like a primary like everybody's there for one thing, right? The exchange of music, the energetic exchange of like openness. Like no one's there on malice because we're going to go party and be in community. And I think the sex party is the same thing in a smaller space, because it's not necessarily about just sex, but it's about freedom to explore yeses, freedom to explore nos. And like you said in the consent speech, which I thought was super important, and your consent speech is always the bomb, that Black people haven't had agency over their bodies until recently. So it's a very sensitive space, but it's also just sacred to be able to indulge in that together as a community. And so I just feel like it's medicine.
I would say confidence is one of the things that this space has given me. Just confidence in in just being my wildest self. Like it creates this like she said, a container of this energy that has allowed me to be a performer if I feel like it. I can, like you said, I remember there was a moment for the DJ booth. I was like, I'm a fucking burlesque dancer, bitch. I was like, I didn't know, but here I am. And it just gives me a confidence to just explore maybe parts of myself that maybe I've only given myself permission to explore alone in my room. And also just like, I was in the middle of the floor dancing and doing my thing, and no one interrupted me. No one came and tried to like take me out of it, try to impose their whatever they wanted to do and participate with me. And I was in my own little bubble world, and I needed that moment. And I needed the energy around me as well to support, because there's only so much sex dancing I could do alone in my room. Like there really is that supportive energy around. And then also like being really able to explore what it like my yeses and my nos and my interests. I mean, I always talk about Sucia's the educational factor that Sucia facilitates in the space, and the activations from these professional people that have cultivated these practices for themselves and for other people. And so even me, like the other night, like I'm not really into spanking in my like regular life. Like it hurts me. It's just like not my thing, even though like I am submissive sexually, it's just not my thing. Or so I thought it wasn't my thing. So then I was talking to someone and I was saying it's just not my thing. And they're like, well, I just got spanked over there by that person over there, and they really changed my mind. And I was like, okay, well, let me go try. Fine, let me go try. Maybe I've just been spanked bare hand too much and it just wasn't right. And so I did. And he was so attentive. He asked me so many questions before we even began that I never even thought to ask. And like, how would you like aftercare after that? Like, so this is what I'm going to do. Is that okay with you? And when I experienced it, I realized like, yeah, I had only been experiencing one type of form of play in this space, and being able to experience it with someone who is well versed in it really changed my perspective and made me excited to bring that play home to my partner. You know, so I think that it has been expansive for me personally and within the realms of my relationships.
That's dope.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I think it challenges what we view sex to be. Sex for me, sensuality for me is everything. You know, from walking into the space, talking to people, reading the room, seeing the stations, seeing the smiling faces. And I really enjoyed the fact that people did give you guys your space. I was a little concerned about that, you know, because you guys have the come down, right? After the show, you're kind of like a drop, you know what I'm saying? So being able to experience that and have it without being bothered, I think is dope, you know? I don't know, man. I was really, really, really hype off that show. You know, I was like, this is some good shit. This is it. This is it.
Speaking about being hype of shit, and one of the things that was a shock to me, I didn't see him coming, but I love the introduction of it was y'all came up with a goddess room. Which is one of my favorite fucking ideas, because if you have a bunch of women in a room just like being pleased, like what else could you ask for at a play party? But I'll let y'all tell it. What was with this goddess room like activation?
Well, we forgot to tell people at New York this other day, which was disappointing. I was too busy getting soup. But when we did do it in LA, and I want to do it again, I had this brilliant idea. Me and Erica always talk about like goddess experiences and being served by the masculine, just being served in general, even by the feminine. And I think women are not really used to being served like they should be. We're often used to giving and feeling like our worth is tied to our giving, especially in sexual spaces. And so it's like a kind of a reclamation of becoming comfortable with being served and being goddesses and like kind of taking back our rightful place. Like Mufasa. But I felt like just the experiences that me and my friend have been able to cultivate, because we're innovative and we've been really well seasoned into asking for what we want, kind of asking our tribe to being able to indulge in that. And even at the retreats, this is like a part of that, is like serving women. We go there to serve the women that come, because I think women are not even used to being served by other women platonically and in an intimate space, you know. And I think having the space to just be like, yeah, come sit down in this non-sex room and feed the women fruits is something very basic and simple, but it kind of repairs a relationship between men and women that, especially Black men and women, that I don't think we've had the tools or the opportunity to be able to non-sexually heal.
Have an exchange with one another.
That's platonic but intimate and romantic in ways, but there's no expectation of anything unless you so choose to in a different room. So that was kind of the idea behind that. And you know, I was surprised even in LA, like a lot of women came up.
I think it's dope. Allowing yourself the space for people to do things for you, I think is really dope. And I think one thing I've noticed, especially for moms, you know, I think you guys spoken about it, is like you guys are always last. And even in my family, when I talk to the elders, all the ideas and stuff, and simple question like, what makes you happy? And the response is, if my kids and my husband are happy, you know? And to get to that point in your life where you're telling yourself that, you know, in your 70s and shit. And it's crazy, you know, because it hasn't been challenged. So I think it's dope that you guys challenge that at this young stage of your life, where it's like, no, what makes me happy is a plethora of things. It's not just tied to the person I'm with or the person that came out of me. You know, you're your own individual. And to create that space is dope. Like, let people do things for you, you know?
And you'd be so surprised by that, like, sentence alone being extremely triggering to people. When we talk about, like, being happy as moms and women, it's like, selfish. I've literally heard niggas be like, that's crazy. You're not supposed to be happy. You're not always going to be happy. You're not always going to be happy. You have to sacrifice because you're a mother.
Mom now. Step up. This is what
you're
supposed
a mom.
to do.
Like, what do you? It's not about your happiness.
You made this choice,
and that's the biggest crock of shit ever.
Yeah.
And it's been like a long-term campaign on women, fucking being at the bottom of the totem pole while we give nothing. We have nothing left to give, and then it creates poison in our family structures, and then we don't realize why. It's because we've literally been given this narrative that we are supposed to be self-sacrificing, or else we're not doing a good job.
Yeah, I would say it creates also jealousy within other women and moms too, because you might see another mom and you think, oh my God, look, she's got it all together. I mean, me and Mila talk about how we met and we place judgment on one another just based off of perception of Instagram, you know. And so when you create a space of like evenness, which I think that room that we had the goddess experience in, it creates a space like everyone that enters this room is a goddess. You know, it doesn't matter if you are a mom of 10 or never had a child in your whole life. when you walk into this room, you deserve respect and you deserve to be cared for. And even the other day at Sucia, I told someone was like, I would really want to come to one of your retreats. And I said to her, I would love to take care of you. And she just started crying. And she's like, I've never heard a woman say that to me. Like, you want to take care of me? And I was like, yes, I do. And so that even that goddess experience, I think that the platonicness of it is so important for women to be able to take care of one another in that space. And it's as simple as putting a fucking pineapple in a bitch's mouth, you know, for her to be like, oh, wow, like, thank you. Yeah. And then someone say, like, how does that taste? Does that taste good? Yes. Would you like more? Which one would you like me to choose for you? This one? Perfect. Okay. Does that taste good? You want something different? No problem. You know, like, just the simple interaction of just asking how you're doing and how you're feeling and being a part of the supporting her pleasure is healing. And I loved that room. I love that there was a room at the party that there was no sex allowed, because I think too, when sometimes people come to the space and people have asked us about the space, they're like, so everyone's just fucking everywhere? Like, what is it? Like, it's like, is it overwhelming? Like, especially for people that have never been to that space, they're just wondering that they're like, are my boundaries going to be crossed at every moment? Like, am I going to have to witness someone having sex I don't feel like watching? Or, like, you know, like, there's all these misconceptions. And that's why I've always loved the spaces that you've created, Luis, because it's just a beautiful flow and people just kind of know where to be. And it's ultimately like a beautiful, like the best party I've ever been to. You know, it's like you can dance, you can drink, you can chill on the couch and meet a new friend. Like there's no pressure to do anything, but sexual energy is so charged, it's so healing that just being in that space, inevitably you let your guard down. Even if you choose not to play, there's like an unmasking that happens no matter what. Yeah. And you leave changed. You leave with a different perspective. And it's been such a beautiful process to watch the women specifically transform from that experience.
It's awesome. It's really awesome. What's really funny is I'll bump into people in public spaces who've been at the party and I will not recognize them at all, because it's like you're putting
armor.
The armor back on.
Yeah. You look different. Even if you're in the same outfit.
It's like,
you can
I'm
look
so
different.
Sorry, yo.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. Like I was, you know, I've been to some other parties and I'm like, okay, this is like almost overly curated to the point of everyone looks the same, as opposed to having different body types and different you know, shapes and sizes. Because the beauty of an event like the one that we did yesterday is that when everybody feels comfortable, everyone's glowing and everyone is beautiful. You know, people that normally you would maybe not have noticed or whatever, and you see them, you're like, oh shit, you're glowing. And that to me is like the shit. That's it.
We are supporters of the glow.
There you go, right?
You feel the confidence oozing.
Glow on.
Yeah. And I really love that you said that, you know, let me take care of you, and like how we can support these people, because it really is not like our job, but something that we take on with making people feel comfortable. We are all individually curators of a vibe. Yeah. Right? So coming 100%. Together is like really amazing. I remember the party on Saturday. This girl was saying that she wanted to mess with this guy, but she's kind of like nervous to go into like the whole straight into the sex thing. And I was like, why don't you just ask for a hug? Like start very tiny. Like, come on, do you like hugs? Like, give me a hug. Yeah. Boom. And I was like, see, how did that feel? She was like, that did feel good. Be right back. And I saw her run right over straight to him. Like, hey, let's hug. Yeah. Let's do a hug right now.
See, and that's play party. Yeah. That's like inner child coming out. I'm like, what? I can do that? I won't be judged. I won't be like looked at funny. And that's the thing about the vibe you guys bring. It's different. It's dope. It's I don't know. There's a boss vibe. They're real cool boss. Like oh they're here, and I saw the crowd kind of like all right, they're here. Yeah. Don't bother them. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I can see people regulating this shit.
Not like the mystical creatures walking into the party.
No, it really just
they're
like
here without security.
Like, it's like this real cool like feline, sexy energy just coming in. and just like,
Floating.
oh man, it was dope. It was dope. It was dope. I really enjoyed it. But the thing about community and letting people do things for you is big. You know, just like for instance, even when Simo got in a car accident and the community came together to help her, you know, and she was just like, no. I was like, let the community help, and it tripled her recovery rate. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, and we've seen some really cool shit in the community. Like in the 7 years, 6-7 years, they're like 3 people got married.
From the community?
Yeah.
Wow.
6 people had kids and they're all still together. You know what I'm saying? They'll take turns coming to the party.
Right. Duty.
Watching the kid. You know, wife comes, dude comes, whatever, and it's some dope shit. And I think in LA, what stuck out to me a lot was there was the Guardians were super dope, and I want to shout out Michaela.
The mushroom
Yes,
goddess right there.
she brought in a different vibe too, and I was like, "This is cool." There's just LA vibe I really can't put my finger on sometimes. A little different from New York.
Figure it out.
And I was like, "This is like
just nice over there.
Very chill.
Yeah, it's chill." You know, I'm really excited to see what the second iteration is going to be out there.
Yeah,
and maybe what the theme is.
I feel like this LA party was definitely like people needed to just come out and kind of like see what was going on. Because like there's been no space like that. I've been to I've been to like 1 or 2 parties in LA and they've never been good. And so I think people who have went to those parties probably have a perception. They're like, so what's this gonna be? Well, how is this gonna be different? You know? And I think that first party was definitely like an opportunity for people to kind of like come, see the vibes, see the scene. And I have a feeling that this next party is going to be even more playful now that people are like, oh, okay, I see myself there. It's like I see the Black and brown bodies. And that's really important for us because I know for me, being in a space where I don't see myself, I feel uncomfortable. Like I don't want to feel watched by, you know,
Fetishized.
and fetishized.
Yes.
And specifically the men too, you know? And so I think I'm really excited for LA to be able to experience that type of play and pleasure in a space where they do see themselves and they're able to relax into the experience. I think it's going to offer a lot of healing for the women and the men and everyone that live in my city. So I'm really excited to spread the medicine to my hometown.
Yeah.
I definitely need that comfort because I walk into a space and I don't see a lot of me, especially in the sex space. Everything is like protruding back into my body. My dick is going into my body. Nipples is going in. Butthole is going to clench up. Like, I don't want nobody.
I'm tight.
I'm tense.
We were thinking of, we were throwing out ideas the other day, Gecko and I, and we're like, what would be the next cool one? We do like a, I know, like, we were thinking just spitballing, like what, like an Afro anime,
Ooh,
like all these things,
that.
like it's LA, like Afro hentai.
I mean, Afrofuturism was so good. It was such a good theme. I'm like, how are we gonna beat that? Because we are some dressing up ass bitches. I like to play like in dress up, and it was nice to see other people indulge and like participate. Because I don't think as brown and black people we get a lot of opportunities to play. You know, sometimes like when life is serious and there's real shit going on and like we're constantly moving, it's like who has time to play? And so it's just like it's not Halloween and we get to dress up. What?
It made you have to take a second out of your day to really consider, how do I want to show up to this?
And what does Afrofuturism mean? Like if I get to play in like, you know, play in this space, what does that look like? And it was really nice to see the men participate. Because, you know, men be acting weird about doing anything outside of the box. So it was nice to see them come out.
I'm extremely happy to see how LA came out for that party because this is just my opinion. I think that people have the right personality. They just don't have the right structure for things to happen. So I think if people in LA had like not only the play parties but like the workshops, the vanilla type of events where it's just dancing and chill, and people will come and realize, oh, this is what I should be saying.
Yeah.
This is how I should be speaking to people. Because me and Mila's experience, well, both of us together doing play parties, going to play parties in LA, wasn't that great. And the people, and the thing about it, I realized that the people weren't they weren't bad people or violating people, but there are just certain ways to move and go about things that we just know naturally, or we just know that we've learned throughout being in this space. I remember one time me and Mila were playing, and a guy he's just voyeuring, but he's not super close, but he's close enough and jerking off, right?
That's awesome.
So he's
That's
jerking.
always great.
Yeah, so it's amazing. And it's one thing when like you can't see it, but when it's hitting like more than your peripheral, like now you're kind of in like
You're distracted.
side corner of you, right?
And then you add the stroking with y'all are sexy as fuck.
Yeah, wait, y'all are sexy
It
as
could
fuck.
get a
I was
little
like,
distracting.
That reminds me of that
Pull
Dave
us out.
Chappelle episode when Homeboy was in the room with the former inmate. You remember that shit? He's jerking off. All you see his eyes going like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, so there's
the
like
face.
yeah, there's a certain type of like glaring and gawking that could be alleviated if you know how to like maneuver in the space and voyeur more comfortably.
You know, I really think it's about turning down, because it's humans with penises that do that shit for the most part. Not, I mean, everybody, but that's for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's just turning down, and it's a process of like, look, everyone else needs to take up space. We regularly take up space without even knowing it. You know, that male privilege. We're in it. You know, so just being able to it's like playing in a band, right? If the drummer's too loud, then no one else is really going to be heard that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just turn your shit down a couple of notches, let everyone turn up, and beautiful things happen. You know what I'm saying? Great conversations happen, like breakthroughs happen, all kinds of awesome things. And then people feel safer. You know, and that's super important.
Yeah.
And the performances.
Oh my God, they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I literally, and like, I woke up in the morning from the one here in New York, and my body felt better. I got readjusted at the party. I got a chiropractic
jealous.
experience.
So fucking jealous.
And I was telling my friend, she's like,
Was it with Shy?
Yes. She was like, you got a chiropractor experience at the sex party? I was like, yes. And I feel better today. Like, my back had been killing me. And she did her thing on my body. I was like, I love this space.
Yeah.
I can test out why I don't like getting spanked and change my mind. And then I can also get realigned over here. And I was like, this is what it's about. It's about it's not always what you think it's going to be. And it really is about being able to come back in your body, feel safe in your body, feel good in your body. And it looks different in every space and every party and every Sucia party. You don't really always know what you're going to get. And that's what I love about it too. It's always kind of like a treat. It's almost like a little surprise, little gift that you're going to get when you walk through that door. Like, who's going to be there facilitating these experiences?
I definitely think it's really cool, because these humans are healers.
Right.
You know, like and they also enjoy being in the space as well too, because there's different. I was talking to Shy about that, and you know, she's a high level trauma therapist. Like, she's the real deal. Like, she adjusted me, and when I picked my face up off the thing, I was like, oh, those are my tears. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck? And she mentioned something that really stuck with me. She was like, you know, usually when I do this, I'm working with rich people who just see you as like a mechanic. Fix me up. Okay, leave. And she's like, in a space like this, I get to work with people who normally wouldn't be able to get a session with me, you know, and they're here, and I'm enjoying it. And all the facilitators went for hours, and the amount of energy that they put out is ridiculous, you know. But it's also for them a healing experience too, because you're laying hands on people like you that need it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's dope.
Oh, it's also fucking dope. The literal fact that it's a great party. Well, even without the sexual aspect, if I was at a party and there's somebody like had a chiropractor, I'm like, I might be interested. Like, kind of what's going on over here? But the party aspect in itself is amazing, and then the performance aspect is great, because that girl that was in the red fishnet, I can't remember her name. She did the first performance.
Jazz the Polar.
Jazz the Polar. She did that move where she has like
Flip.
the
Yeah,
flip thing. Yeah,
I need to DM her.
I did that
she told
move
me
to Mila.
she told me she was going to show me how to do it. it.
Yeah, I did the move last night to Mila.
You
I was
did?
like, oh, this is how you do it.
You figured it out?
I guess.
Oh, wow. You gotta show me when we get home, guys. I gotta know. I literally was gonna message her. She told me she was gonna show me.
Send me a video.
She did. She said, I'll show you. I said, I'm gonna need to know that when I get home.
Jazz and Selena Surreal. Selena's been doing the door to our parties for years. She's so dope. You know, like the whole like stapling hearts to your thing, because it's kind of cool because it gets people like,
I wasn't expecting
Oh
that.
my God, the stapling to the skin.
Well, it's an exploration of kinks.
No, yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
100%.
and being able to
and
explore that is cool.
it also hits a part of you, that little bit of like
Discomfort
and fear just kind of shakes you up a little bit. And then having Shay come in and after, and Shay's another top notch fucking.
She's incredible.
And you haven't even seen her do pole work. Her pole work, I was like, dude, wow. But no, we're really lucky. We're really lucky to be playing with these people, and having them in the space, and they were amped.
Yeah.
That I was like, good moms, yeah, I'm there.
Well, I was grateful for their presence, and I was grateful to get to know them and experience them, honestly, because it was beautiful to see them in their art, in their power. You could see. I don't know what they're like in their everyday life, but in that space, they were charged up, and their power was super activated, and it was beautiful to witness.
And that soup was delicious.
Yo, shout out to Zach Cook, okay?
When you said that, do you like corn soup? I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Like, why would you say that to me?
Why are you asking me if I like corn soup? I was like, yeah, I do. But you know, when I got there and I was eating the soup, I was like, this is the perfect selection of foods.
Yeah.
It's like very grounding. It's vegetables. There was no creams. It just was it was like nourishing. Like even the food is curated. You know, it's like it's a nourishing meal, but it's warm. It feels cozy.
Yeah.
It's light enough that you can carry on and not feel tired.
Yeah.
But filling enough that you're like, all right, I can sustain.
And the soup man was very kind.
Zap's been doing. He did our backyard parties. He's done pop-ups at my bar. No, it's after a night of dancing, or if you're playing some intense playing,
Doing drugs.
and you just hit that
Legal
soup.
drugs that are legal in the United States.
Legal, but that
bet, like,
first sip is
weed.
amazing. You're just like, what?
Yeah, no, the soup was delicious.
Yeah.
Thanks to him. The performances are great. The kink activations are great. The people are amazing.
The
There's
DJ
dancing
was
and
great.
the
DJ
fucking
Adapter.
DJ.
DJ
Did a great
Adapter, the
job.
dance circles that were going on, I was like, this is some spiritual shit happening right here,
Yeah.
because people were going in, and that's what I'm saying, is that release. Is that release of being able to dance without worrying someone sneaking up behind you.
I know
You know what I'm saying?
a man came and danced with me. I was like sitting, and he like came naked like to play, and I was like, okay, we're just like dancing on the dance floor naked, and I was like, this is fun.
It's just that.
Yeah, it
just that.
is really fun. And I even saw that too, and I was like, God, I want to say something, but they're dancing naked. This is a good song though.
I mean, I've seen the homies like just in the middle of the dance, we're dancing, talking like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like dick swinging and shit. Like, but it's all cool. It's like, yo, we're just here. We're
Existing.
We're humans. You know what I'm saying? There's no undertones. It's just here.
As a person who likes to be naked and topless a lot, I realize that men don't have a lot of space. Like women don't have a lot of spaces to do it. Like you said, like in the comfort of your bedroom and shit. But when you can go into a space, feel safe, because you know, for women, a lot of times initially you see a dick out and it's a little bit aggressive because it's a dick. And
Danger
there's-
alert.
there-
Danger alert.
I mean,
dicks.
for women, there's been danger associated with dicks. So I'm like, your dick is out. What are you gonna do next? You know, women have been violated. I mean, and men have too. And so sometimes I have to check myself. But it reminds me that we, like, especially for men, we all we kind of all deserve the space to be sensual and to be naked, and men don't really have a lot of space to do that, to be graceful, to be sensual, because in our society we don't put masculinity and those words and terms and feelings together. It's like this idea you always have to come off like strong and like be on guard and shit. So it's nice to just be able to indulge in the nudity and remind myself too, is like, we all just want to be out here ass bucky naked and having fun and be free and dance on the dance floor, you know?
No
And it doesn't mean
expectations.
anything, yeah.
No expectations. We're just chilling.
One thing I could say about this space, I'm just tagging on all of the great things about Sucia. We are selling it today. One thing I love about this space is the how it's strengthening my relationship at that, right? Because I feel like now that I'm in this, I go to play parties with my partner Mila, and before moving as an individual in a play party was a much different experience than in a couple. I feel like we've all seen how I move in, as a single.
Have we?
All right. Oh, that's a unique way of hosting, Orlando. All right, bro.
Do you need attention? Are you okay?
It's so funny. People have definitely stopped me like, "Hey, we need you over here." And I'm like, now? But having somebody there, and having a discipline within myself to not necessarily ask for permission, but make sure like my partner is on the same page as me, rather than just like being a wild cowboy in the play party space and just going for everything. I feel like it's also gave me a strong level of like not only discipline but discernment on how I play or what I interact with and what may feel more safer for me in those spaces. And with that, I'm able to like see and facilitate for like other people and what may feel more comfortable for them, because like, oh, I know how this made me feel. Whereas before it's just like, I'm open for everything.
Do you feel super restricted as going to a party together, or like being in a relationship in that space?
No, I don't feel restricted. But I realize that I can have much better experiences now when I when I speak to like my partner, and then see what may be comfortable for both of us. Because before I would just go into the playing, right? I mean, not to
There's
brag.
discernment going on now. Like, hey,
Not to brag.
Not to brag, but people want to play with me. Well, girls want to play with me, so I would be like, all right, let's just get to it. But now I feel like I have more thought and more intention behind like how I play. I'm also now like dancing more. I'm interacting with like the kinky stuff more. So I was like, oh yeah, this.
You're not just putting your penis in people?
Yeah, I'm not just throwing my penis in people.
how's your experience as a single woman going into our space now been? Because this is the second time you've been in our space as a single human, or a third?
Well, I think the very first time I went to your space, I was single.
Yeah. Oh, that was you guys and Mandy, right? That was fucking...
What a night. I hear
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, what? You could not have scripted this shit. This shit. There's no way. But yeah.
That was an epic night that I almost didn't even allow myself to participate in before. Yeah.
How come?
There was a series of events that happened before that happened that made me feel really ashamed about even considering going.
We had a babysitter. We had to find a babysitter, and we were in like a new city.
You don't need to tell everybody.
I wasn't telling all the details. I wasn't telling all the details, but I was saying just simply having to have a babysitter and then go as a mom. There's always going to be the question of, is this important? Like, do I need to drop my kid off for this, or am I being like indulgent, or I'm being too much?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So there was that, knowing like I was going to come home and like, I'm going to be a mom the next morning, and so I almost didn't go. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm going. And then I'm so happy that I did, because it was super transcending for me. And then going with a partner was also a beautiful experience as well. And I'm actually not single right now. But even going into this space with a different type of energy, like I'm with someone who we have a lot more conversations around the space as well. And I'm allowed to do not whatever I want to do, but I don't feel tethered. And so I think for me, having the perspective of walking in different ways has been really beautiful, to be able to experience it like with no one to worry about, then experience it with someone who's never really been in the space. And so like kind of showing him the ropes while also having new experiences with that person. And then now being in a different space and still being able to play, and it's every time something new comes up for me. Like even in this last experience, like something new came up for me, and I was able to talk to my partner about that, and it's very healing for me, and I'm excited to see how it continues to expand within myself and within my partnership. So I'm grateful.
That's dope. What's really interesting though, right? Like as parents, you guys have younger kids, right? As they get older, the conversations around that. You know what I'm saying? Like me having conversations with my son, he's 18, Sub Phoenix, my dude right there. He started college. My daughter's 25. And just being able to talk to them about like, hey, you know what? This is not something nasty. This is not something dirty. This is something that requires a lot of responsibility. You know, it's going to challenge you. This is something that's going to challenge the way your friends may view you. You know, like you owning yourself. You like, I'm in charge of me. And if I choose to share myself with you, then fine, but I'm not going to do it. Or I'm going to learn not to do it for any other reason other than making myself happy. You know, and that's something that you know, because when I started in this, my son was 12. You know, and just starting little conversations with him around it, like, you know what sex positivity is, and then little questions here and there, and then at one point he's like, Dad. It's like, Dad, I have IG. I was like, and then he was like, and it was just dope, like accepting each other. You know what I'm saying? Where he's at, you know, he's called me from school. He's like, Dad, I can't do it. You know, I just can't stand gay white men. he's in Providence. He's like, I'm like, you got
gay white men.
Slim pickings, you know? He's like, I don't know. He's like, yes, I know, but they're just so fucking weird. And yeah, he's looking forward to coming back to New York.
You know, I think that is an interesting, I mean, it does feel like there is a responsibility to protect your kids and like, like from, I guess, whatever anyone else might throw at them, like based on your choices personally as a parent and how you show up and your choices inevitably could affect your child and how they have to defend you, or how they not even knowing how having the language to defend you. And I think about that often, and I don't know if I even have I don't know if I'm prepared for that. And not even in just this space, just in the space of our podcast, which is very transparent and open. And that's something that comes up for me. It's been coming up for me more and more because my daughter is getting older. So I guess, how have you navigated that as far as like your choices potentially putting your child in a position where now they have to explain something to someone?
Well, I had to take it with a grain of salt because there is that teenage era where it's like everything you do is going to be corny as fuck to them. You know, so you got to understand that part, or embarrassing, right? But then there's the part where, for me, and my experience with my kids, is just talking to them. You know, like my daughter told me when she lost her virginity, you know, and I was like, it's a quick pause. Oh, great. I was like, all right, dope, all right.
Did you cry a little bit?
No, I was not. I was like, were you comfortable?
Was
you
it
know,
pleasurable?
is this
Right.
somebody, you know, with my son too, because I promised my daughter I wouldn't treat my son any differently. You know what I'm saying? Than I treated her. And, you know, my son's a little more guarded. He's like, you know, I've done everything but sex. You know, and I get to meet his little boyfriend and stuff. And, you know, they're amazing, sweet little kid. Sorry, young man. I can't get a little kid. But just the conversations. These kids know so much more than we did. They have so much more access to things. So the thing about it is they're getting access to stuff, but are they getting it? Is it being put into perspective? You know, like the conversations need to be had, you know, because they're seeing shit. You know, they're seeing some wild shit too. So it's like, what did you see? Let's talk about it. You know, it's nothing embarrassing. You know, this is not a real representation, or this is something maybe a little more real. I'm not saying sit and watch it with them. I'm just saying, you know, this is real, and the kind of humans we are. You know, you have your inner circle, you have your support system, you know, and it's just conversations, it's constant talking. You know,
I think we underestimate how much just existing with us as parents kind of slow drops into the well. You know, like I realize, like I've had conversations with Luna, like moms be naked, but you know, like everybody's not as free as us. And so like when you go back to Nana's house, you don't have to tell them everything. Like I don't have to tell them we went to the nude beach, okay? Like, and I also realize there is a lot of trauma in our community around our bodies, around, you know, sex, around these topics. Pleasure, it's just not something that we've had the opportunity to indulge in because we've had other things on our plate that took priority. But I kind of like, I'm scared in ways, but I also know like my daughter is such a ride or die for me. I can't, like, even she knows I'd be naked. And then, like, you know, I just finished my sexology program, and she was like, I was like, you know what I went to school for? She was like, sexuality or something. You know what I mean? And there's just
The
like,
study of being sexy.
there's just small instances where I see that I have the opportunity. And, you know, obviously she's 9, so I'm not like, at the 18 or the 15. But just having, I realized this at the party too. My cousin was there and her son helped us at the live show, and he's 21, but he's such a cool kid. He was with his girlfriend and he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna come to the party. And I was like, yeah, let him come to the party, to his mom. And she was like, he's 21, he can do whatever he wants. And while you're doing the consent speech, I was like, this actually would have been a good time for him to experience this. And it took me to like hear you have the consent speech because I was like, is he coming? But I can understand how these spaces would have changed things for me tremendously going into my hoe phase at 17, 18, 19, 20. Because
Going into it for 17, going into
I mean, I was in my hoe phase for like a strong 15 years. Honestly, but a lot of that was like rooted in trauma. And just doing shit because I'm confused, you know? And sometimes I just think the little bit of structure, we underestimate, you know, having uncomfortable conversations with our kids at age-appropriate times that will actually change the game for them.
100%.
Wow.
100%.
That was nice.
There's no like guessing. There's no like getting advice from your friends about sex.
Right, like I'm gonna ask
It's
my
just
crazy ass mom.
Don't know nothing.
Yeah, she's like, yo,
Like,
shit. I mean, ask my mom.
And so I think, you know, and seeing like my son, how he navigates and how he talks to, you know, his, I'm gonna say quote unquote boyfriend about being in college and being open with each other and not playing the game of it's just you and me, you know, because that's going to inevitably lead to some kind of heartbreak at this young age. And it's like, look, maintain a friendship, talk to each other. And he ran with it. You know, I see his boyfriend. I bump into him in the street. What's up? How you doing? You know, you know, Phoenix coming down next week. All gonna hang out. Yeah. So it's and like I said, at the end of the day, you're their parent. You're still gonna doing some corny shit in their eyes, and you know.
Play parties are corny, Dad.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like, really? It's like, yo, son, you know how cool I was in the 90s? I actually said that one day, and I was just like, oh, no.
Not in the 90s.
That shit hurt. I was like, I did it to myself.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I had a moment like that myself and my little cousin where I was telling her we were in D.C. And I was like, where you at? She was being really vague. And I was like, you know I'm from this town, right? Yeah, you know, I know D.C. I was doing things in D.C. before you even knew your alphabets. I was like, oh, no.
Like,
I was like, oh, no. Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tighten my belt up.
Oh, my
Pull up my pants.
Gosh. We love doing this play party space thing. I really have to say that I've found an overwhelming joy with doing it. Before, I really just wanted to like really let's be a bridge and be like, hey, you know, just come over here if you're really interested, like figure it out. But me myself being in this space, I was like, oh wow, I've learned a lot of discipline, a lot of discernment. I've even learned how to talk to women better. Being in the play party space, because I realized once two people are naked, you have to show up as yourself and be real about yourself. And it's really hard to be fake when you're naked.
Yeah. Or try to run game on somebody.
Right.
Like, really,
I see all of you.
Really But I'm excited about working with you guys. You guys out in LA. Thank you, like, for just like opening your world to us. And you know, I'm looking forward to more stuff. I'm looking forward to, I got some ideas.
Yeah.
I got some ideas. There's gonna be some cool shit. I think, you know,
We love ideas.
We're gonna talk about it, see how it works. Because the West Coast is big. It's really all the way up.
Yeah. So it's
there's things
it's a
going on.
very large
Absolutely.
state, but I think we could bring a lot of good things to the West Coast and in that space, and I really think that they have a lot of vibe and a lot of like the person they have like all the ingredients, right?
Yeah.
You just need the right chefs, right? You need the right cooks like come in and like put it together because I like the West Coast. The weather is great, the people are great, and I think that specifically black and brown people like they're looking for something specific. Before a year before we even did the play party in December 2023, me and Mila went to a party and we were just talking to one of the guys there who ended up being a guardian for the party, and we were just asking him like, you know, how I was new to LA at the time, so I was just asking like how is it here and like what's been going on? Can you give me some information as far as like play parties with black and brown people? He was just like, yeah, I
They
didn't
don't
really have much
exist.
chances. And I looked out and said, give me some time. I'm gonna throw a play party in LA. I got your back.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
the 27th now.
Wait,
I'm just like,
you at Sucia, and you wanted to partner with Good Mom and Mrs. Marley so we can throw this party in LA. What made you and Sucia want to come out to LA and just do something there?
because there's black people there.
Where are the black people?
We're the black.
Where
we're
are
the black
we
people.
not? Okay, let's do it together.
And being Blaxican, shout out.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I need to go out there and be with my Blaxicanos. I really and I thank you for saying me, but it's not just me. It's like I gotta say it's the three of us. It's Morgana, it's Gecko. Like without them, it just wouldn't be what it is without the community. But no, I'm LA's dope. Bay Area's dope. Further south is dope. I mean, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm for like really creating spaces for our people to have breakthroughs and to begin or whatever point of the journey they're at centering their joy and their pleasure. You know.
Well, thank you for just trusting us and including us in collaboration like this, and just our tribe too. Because I think there was a time when we were hesitant about participating in this way, because it's just like we're moms, our kids, we're already doing a lot. We're already doing a lot, but it makes perfect sense, and we are about play and exploring the pleasure and giving people permission and reminding them that they don't need permission. So it makes sense. But I think that just seeing how you move and seeing like the beautiful space and community that you've built has really like, we wouldn't do it with anybody else.
Thank you.
That's a flex.
Best of the best.
Thank you. I'm humbled.
Let's get an outro from y'all before we get out of here. I'm gonna. Where can the people find y'all? Individually and together?
You can find us on all podcast platforms, Good Moms Bad Choices. You can find us on Instagram at goodmoms_bad choices. Make sure you check out our website, goodmomsbadchoices.com. You can check out what cities we're coming to next on our tour, our retreats, which we do them in Costa Rica, and we actually have one coming up in Atlanta. It's our first in-state retreat, so make sure you check out the Good Vibe Retreat. You can find me at Watch Erica.
And I'm Mila with an H_map with 2 P's.
And you can find both of them at Good Moms Bad Choices. We are going to bring y'all a lot of things. We'll bring you a party. We'll bring you activation, kinks. I don't know if we're going to have the chiropractor, but we're going to bring something good for your body.
She's from the Bay Area.
We're going to find a chiropractor.
She might be a requirement at every party. I'm gonna need her to realign me now.
Yeah. But honestly, the kinks, the dancing, the music, the colors. Oh, we never like really talked about the vibe and the curation of like the space itself. But Louise, Gecko, Morgana are really good with creating environment, not just with people, but just like lights, aesthetic, and everything. Can't wait to hit LA again. Double entendre.
Clever man. He did it.
You whore.
Yeah, right?
Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah. I am Orlando, aka Orlando. My beautiful co-host here with his luscious beard.
Brooklyn Lou, a.k.a. well-known tongue.
We are Lips to Lifestyle, conversations about the lifestyle from the lifestyle.
Peace.
I never knew there was a
la like this.